Welcome back to South for Your Mouth. We are in the kitchen with Mema. What are we doing today, Mema?
Well, we got some guys here for breakfast, so we're gonna make some biscuits, homemade biscuits, and make some gravy and some scrambled eggs. But first of all, I don't have enough buttermilk to make my biscuits, so I'm gonna have to substitute some sweet milk and make it into buttermilk. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but you take like I pull my buttermilk out, and it's just not a whole lot of it.
This is another Mema trick.
So I'm gonna take a cup of milk. Actually, I probably got it too full. And you take lemon juice or vinegar, whichever you got, and you put a tablespoon in it. And let it sit for about 5 minutes. See how thin it is now? When it turns into buttermilk, it'll be thicker. While we're waiting on our buttermilk to make, I put the oven on 500. That's what I do my biscuits on. And I've got some side meat here, which is pork side meat. And I've cut it up. It comes in a little pack. And you got to get it started.
Is that what it's labeled at the store?
Side meat.
Side meat.
Mm-hmm. You can use bacon if you don't have this. You can have. I bought it at Walmart. You have little fruit stands everywhere. They a lot of times carry it. You can do you can get fatback meat and slice it. But see how this has lean? See how there's lean pieces on it? They call it. Some people call it stricoline.
Or strickety meat.
Strickety meat, just what different people call it, different things. But I'm gonna put this in my oven while I'm making my biscuits and let it cook in the oven, and it's so much easier than having to do it, stand over it and it popping all over you. See, you put your pan full. I need a good bit of gravy this morning, so I'm doing a good little bit of meat.
So you're gonna, as some people say, render this down as well.
Yeah, get the grease out of it.
For your gravy.
This is like bacon, only it's salt cured bacon.
Right.
Whereas if you buy regular bacon, it's sugar cured. We're gonna put this in the oven at 500 degrees while we work on our biscuits. I keep my flour in this big bowl in the cabinet, and I've got a lid to put on it. Anyway, sort of stir it around. This is white lily self-rising. White lily is the best you can use. It's fluffier and finer. Just measure out 2.5 cups. See, when you get it fluffy, it's not packed. And you do another cup. See how fluffy it is? And I'm gonna do 1/2 more. I want to show you the buttermilk here, but it's getting thick. It's not quite set long enough, but it's getting there. This is a Crisco stick. It's a cup. You don't have to buy this kind. You can buy the bucket and measure it out. But it's got the measuring things on it here. And I want 1/2 cup. See, it tells you right here, 2/3 of a cup, 1/2 cup. So I want 1/2 cup. I have washed and sanitized my hands, by the way. You can use a pastry blender or forks to do what I'm fixing to do, but I just like to take my hands and do it. Just press down with your fingers and put the flour on it, Just press against it. Crumble it with your hands when it gets mixed up a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to measure out my my buttermilk. I don't think I got a cup. Hey, I might have one. Look.
It's close.
Might not need what I made. We'll see.
Well, it's a trick and a tip anyway. Or some people call it a hack.
All right, if this is not enough, we can use some of this other. Buttermilk really makes it. I tell you, a lot of people do just sweet milk, but I like the flavor of the buttermilk in it. Just a fourth of a cup. See, it's still a little bit dry right there. See it?
Yep.
I'm gonna put just a dab. Now you can, at this point, put a little warm water with it, and just, you know, a cup of buttermilk is fine, and then add a little water, or whatever you got. So what I did, I used a cup and a half of buttermilk, and then I took and just put see this here, this little bit of water, just to rinse my cup out that had the buttermilk in it. And that's all we're gonna need. Just mix it up. Don't over mix. Just get it incorporated and stop. I've almost got it there. All right, just clean your hands off like this. And if you're a person that don't like to use their hands, you could use a mixer to do it. Just don't over mix, because when you overwork it, it makes it tough.
Checking in on the fat bag. Stripping meat. Side meat.
Get the pan you're going to use. You can grease it, butter it, or spray the pan. That's what I'm doing. This is just self-rising white lily flour. I have cleaned this cabinet before I started. And then you just take it, your bench scraper, just scrape it out. You say, I don't have a bench scraper. You don't have to have it. It's just if you want one. I got that. You can get them at Amazon or Walmart, I guess. At this point, you're just going to move it around a little bit in the flour. Sprinkle a little bit more flour. I don't use a rolling pin. I just flatten it down with my hands like this. Then I take my bench scraper, fold it over, do it again. And then I do it again, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times, something like that. And if it starts getting sticky like that, just sprinkle another little bit of flour. That should do it. You get it just as thick as you want it. You can get, if you like thin biscuits, then press it further down. Take your cutter and dip it in the flour and just start cutting. Go along the edge like that. You see how easy that was to make? It wasn't nothing to it. The less you work with it, the more tender it'll be. Stay near the edge so you don't have so much to re-roll. Just take what you got left and just put it together. Don't work it too much or nothing. Just sort of push it together and flatten it down like that. My family likes baby biscuits, so I'm gonna do a few baby biscuits. You just take that little bit and just touch it. See, it's still moist and soft. You could make you a big biscuit, but I'm gonna
cat head?
Yep. Cat heads are about that size.
Yeah.
Get one more. And this is called a squiggle. That's what's left. You take those squiggles and put them in the pan. And the first thing you do when they come out of the oven, that's what you do. You eat your squiggle.
That's your snack.
That's the snack. I'm gonna make this squiggle round, just stick it right there. All right, we're gonna put it in the oven. We'll be back. Our meat's done. Look at there, it's ready to take up. It didn't pop on me or anything. See how nice it looks? Just take it up like this. Let it drain.
After we rendered our side meat down, wasn't quite enough oil, so we added a touch of Wesson oil as well for the gravy. It'll be good because it's gonna be seasoned.
You take the white lily flour. I'm gonna take like a 1/4 of a cup to start with to see if it's enough. You're making a roux is what you're doing. It's still a little bit loose, so I'm gonna add another tablespoon.
We've got some local biscuit companies here. They're good. They're not quite this good. And they'll jazz up your biscuits with chicken or sausage or bacon. And they will sure enough charge you for the biscuit experience.
But it's really good, right?
It's good. It's not quite this level though.
This is, you're gonna brown this a little bit, then we're gonna put canned milk and water in it. While it's browning, we're gonna go ahead and add some salt. You'll have to taste it later, you might need more. This is one of those automatic pepper grinder things.
Starting to brown up already. This is called juggling right here. You've got your gravy going, some buttermilk, got some fat back going here, and you got your biscuits going. You have to keep an eye on all this or they will burn up. We'll turn them a little bit to make sure they're cooking even, a couple minutes. Biscuits are ready to come out of the oven. See those squiggles? It's gonna be good.
You see how it's browning now in the pan down there? You want it to brown, it just, the color makes it better. It just cooks the flour, see it? Now I'm gonna switch to a wire whisk and add the milk, the cup of water, a glass of water. And I'm gonna do a 1/2 can of canned milk.
The skillet also makes this better, right?
The iron frying pan?
Yeah.
It makes it brown easy.
Yeah.
As it begins to cook, it'll get thick, and then you may have to add more. And in the meantime, you can go put the butter on our biscuits.
All right, now we're gonna add the coup de grace here. A little butter to the top of the biscuits. Another little pro technique, pro tip here, as taught by Mema. Even the squiggles get a little love.
See how thick? I'm having to add more water. I knew I would. And then I'll add a little bit more milk. I purposely made a big amount, because you know what? If you have it left, you can put it in the refrigerator in a lock and lock or a sealed container, and it warms up just as good as it will be today. Put a little bit more canned milk. At this stage, go ahead and taste it, because you might need more salt, might need more pepper, okay?
And you can go crazy style with this and put like paprika, cayenne.
Okay, that's it.
A little more salt and pepper, just to taste. A little more evaporated milk.
And it's ready.
And there, folks, are the fresh, buttered, homemade biscuits.
You always stir your butter because there's salt down in there. Go down in the middle of them.
It's just more pro tips, pro moves.
Well, it just makes the biscuits wonderful.
I got the robot moves.
Oh, by the way, the reason we're doing this today, I have a niece in Atlanta, well, Georgia, and she wanted to make more biscuits, and she just wanted a review on it. And so, Sharon, this is for you, sweetheart.
Love you, Sharon.
Love you very much, and congratulations. She's a new grandma just recently.
Oh, that's Jamie?
Jamie's child, yeah.
Oh, love you, miss you. Mean it. Here is the results of the gravy, side meat, fat bag, biscuits, and eggs. And we have two co-workers here
Overnight.
that are gonna try them out here. One of you gentlemen.
That's
Go ahead,
right.
Owen.
And you can't forget the coffee either.
Oh,
That's
you
right.
try it.
Fatback or the biscuit or what?
Try the
Put it all
biscuits
together,
over
buddy.
there.
All right.
However you wanna do it.
You like to get the baby biscuit.
Get 2 of those.
2 baby biscuits.
2 pieces of fatback on
Oh,
there.
there's
too.
one straight on top of them.
One of those for me.
Some eggs as well.
Little gravy action.
Maybe a little for the eggs
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's
Gotta
not
do that.
enough. Put you some more on there.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. First official tasting. It's going down. Boom, 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 boom.
Mmm.
Good.
Alrighty.
That is very good.
Good gravy.
Very good
You
gravy.
know, you've heard people say, good gravy.
Mm-hmm.
You passed me those two.